Safety barrier, rather. So if we just use...
Safety barrier.
If we just use some safety barriers.
Ronnie, where do I put the,
Just like that.
The people that are supposed to be here?
They'll just have to hang around here for now until the drone arrives.
Wait, Mr. Ronnie, do you have any food by any chance on you?
Yeah, hold on.
Great.
Can you make that too? Sorry again. I don't need much.
One,
just
a couple for you here. Hope you guys eat chicken.
Beta chef?
Oh, no, I'm vegan, I'm just kidding.
Cancel?
I'm in there.
You're vegan?
No, I'm not vegan.
Oh, okay, phew.
I would ask you to kill me if that was the case.
We're gonna have to find you some, kill you and then cook you.
That you could do that too.
Oh,
Talk
yeah.
about the steak, you know?
So what we'll do, as you guys are involved and you've been cleared, would you like to take this time to go to the office, the meeting room, and have a little meeting, or are you all set?
Yeah, preferably if we could have a meeting before.
Sure. Mr. Wong, do you want to escort them up to the meeting room? They can use the senator office.
That's fine. Okay, guys, follow me.
Yeah, just make sure you stay in there. If you want to come back down, just come back down and make sure we know that you're downstairs. Otherwise, we'll assume you're down there. Okay.
Checkpoint. Running.
Hold on a sec. Does that make sense for you guys?
Oh.
So, yeah, just let us know if you let us know if you want to come back out. Just come back and just let us know. Otherwise, we'll assume you're there.
Yeah, guys.
Yeah, is that EMT's blue? They can obviously come through.
Who in the hell put this up in the middle of the road? You broke my fucking legs!
All right, guys, just hold on 1 second.
You just
Whoever.
broke my fucking back!
I didn't do anything, sir.
You did too. You had this in the middle
Right.
of the damn road. I'm suing the damn police.
If you can get back in your car, please. If you're coming to the case, if you're coming to the case, I suggest you get in your vehicle and go and line up. Otherwise, pull to the side of the road. We'll get an EMT over to you shortly.
I need an EMT now.
Yeah, we'll go and pull your vehicle to the side of the road then.
I'm suing. Who put this up?
Over there. If you can move your vehicle out of the way.
Can't.
We've got a job to do.
You job is you doing bad.
PD to the EMT at the courthouse.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Could we just borrow you over here at the just checkpoint section?
Yeah, what's up?
Ooh,
Did you put this up, officer? Officer, did you put this up?
Could you just come through and just assist this lady over here? All right, guys, if everyone could just go back to your vehicles, please, until you're let through.
And don't you think it's your way? Look what it did to me. It almost killed me.
Yeah, those fences. See what we can do for you.
Blue, don't worry about anything
Flash
else.
do you
That
want
should be
today?
good over
Bacon,
there. If you can come
Kilo
and help over here.
Who's getting artistic then?
Yeah, don't worry about it too
My
much.
legs are
Yeah,
broke,
yeah.
Mom. You
Just do
broke
you over
that
here.
officer
Obviously,
right there.
one's busy doing
I'm
other
gonna
stuff.
take him to court and sue his ass.
Hey, definitely. He's not. He's one of the worst cops out there.
I know.
Hold on for us, guys. Right, ma'am, if you're coming to the court case, please go back to your vehicle and line it up behind the others. Otherwise, please, you're going to have to turn around and head another way.
Damaged.
I didn't ask if your vehicle's damaged. I asked
I'm
if you're
telling
coming
you
to the
it's
case. If you're coming to this court case, please get in the vehicle and queue up. Otherwise, I'm afraid you're going to have to leave the area.
I ain't leaving shit. Damn pig.
Alright. First vehicle, we want to let the first vehicle through.
Anybody hired security today?
Thank you, guys. What's your name, sir?
Mr. Hashtag.
Alright, let me just check the list here. Alright, you're obviously not on court duty. So if you could just step out the vehicle for us, this other officer is just going to search, make sure you've not got anything. Obviously, if you've got any weapons or magazines, we'll make sure you put them in the vehicle before you go through this next gate.
Here, ma'am, take this. This will make you feel better.
I'm suing.
EMTs, if you want to head round the building. EMTs, if you want to head round the building to the far other side, we can let you through that end.
Not talking.
Do you want to let them know? They can go around the other side.
I cannot come up.
Yeah, you should be able to go around
Oh,
the other side and
EMTs
come
are
in.
pulling up in their cars.
And
Let's
you
go.
can
Okay.
you can let them in if you
Yep. His person's is clean.
want. Alright, yep. You can let them through. If you want to just park up on the left hand side for us when you go through, sir.
Let's monitor the floor, Ronnie.
Wait till this gate's closed. Perfect.
Go ahead, sir. Please come through.
Well, Sister Mary was here before me.
I'm repairing my vehicle since this police officers fucked it up.
But come
Alright.
come through with her. Let's see if she done.
Alright, what's your name, sir?
Chris Goodman.
Chris Goodman. Yeah, just check the list here. Alright, you're on the same as always, well, same as the other person, you're not on court duty, so if we could just check your ID with this officer over here, and obviously make sure you're not got anything you shouldn't have. If you have any weapons or magazines, any knives, anything like that, just leave them in the vehicle. Otherwise, don't worry about it.
Oh, I do have a knife. I'll pick
Alright,
that
if you
up,
could just,
though.
yeah, just leave it in the vehicle for us, that's all good, that's fine.
We have a red vehicle going around the
I'm gonna
courthouse.
take it out,
Yeah, I
so
know.
just don't
Yeah,
shoot me,
no,
please.
that's all good. We obviously know you've got it. Got enough Hummers, EMTs?
Okay.
Okay, if you wouldn't mind just stick your hands up for me.
There you go. Touch the lower session.
Do you wanna
always.
keep an eye on the other guys when they're all over there? Just make sure they're all organised and not running in the building.
Tempo, yeah.
I will not charge you this time for touching the tools. Next time it's $100.
Phew, that's
Just
cheap.
get your ID off you as well, please.
Sorry?
Yep. One moment. It's gonna
Fire
check
truck,
up
if you
here.
want to loop round to the other side, we'll let you through that end.
Okay.
You can put your hands down now. I'm just gonna put them there now.
Copy.
Okay, you're good to go. If you want to jump back in your vehicle,
Okay.
zip park on the left side, just over there for us, please.
The left side where everybody else is parked? or-
Yeah,
Yeah.
just next to the grey Dodge.
Okay.
It's not a Dodge, is it? It's a Cadillac.
Is it ETU uniform or just this?
Depends. ETU if you've got it.
Hello.
Hello, sir. What's the name? Only joking.
Kill
Through you
away.
go.
Did you say it was ETU?
If you've got it, yeah. If you don't,
Yeah, yeah,
if you don't, we don't really have the time. Just be careful in future, just carrying it around.
Hello, sir.
I mean, if you're prepped for the case, so good.
You look like a video game character. Ah.
Commander Kiloway, can you assist in front doors,
I don't
please?
know. It's a big beard, which is never a good thing.
Can you
do you
assist?
want?
Can you just assist Wong
Is
over
it
at the
there
front
yet?
door? We're pretty
Oh,
much
yeah.
sorted here. By the way, Kiloway,
I can tell by the undies.
no one's coming through the other end. The only reason it's a
Oh,
ramp,
shoot.
it's a gate access, is in case EMTs have to get out. But if you want to grab some cool pictures as well while we're here, as they're nicely parked and stuff. We're letting people through this side only,
No,
double
probably
checking them.
happened is Sis Mary went
But
home
obviously,
and-
we're still going to be searching them when they enter. Mr. Rob North.
Hey, you guys are all mansion today. Except for the fire truck. That's man.
Rob
out.
North?
Of course. The special
Kiloway,
one.
could you ask Rob North if he's over there to pop out a little advert for the court case and say that it will be starting in 10 minutes or so?
Hello, Sergeant Gilloway.
And Blue, you might want the rest of your clothes.
Please go down there.
Huh?
You might want the rest of your clothes. Or at least you're looking naked to me.
Yeah, I've got it all on.
And the ETU vest. Huh. Just
You
shows you with it shows you with nothing for me.
I have got it all on for me.
Oh right, okay. That's. I just wondered, but I didn't think you would be. But
Yeah, no, you confused me. You said, I'm like, what? I'm wearing clothes. What do you mean?
I was gonna say, that's payback
I'm
for you
sorry.
confusing me.
Am I naked, am I? You're looking at my genitalia?
Looking naked. Must be the tight fit ETU gear that they're starting to supply.
Killaway, got brownies, got
Killaway or Wong, can you get that heli to wave off?
probably COPD. Oh, I can't
Oh yeah, it does, doesn't it?
I'm just gonna hide next to one, go for a piss over 2 secs.
If you've got your vehicle here as well. Oh yeah, if you put your clothes and ETU vest in the trunk, take them back out. Should fix it.
Okay.
Should
I'll do
fix it
that
because
when
it might
I
appear
go for
naked to
this.
other people.
I'm gonna check on the individuals inside the meeting room.
Oh yeah, awesome. Thanks. What we'll do, guys, is in about give or take, let's say 5 minutes time, we'll let them all into. We'll obviously search them one by one, let them in the meeting room downstairs, and then when we're ready to start for good, we'll take them in upstairs. Wait 1 moment, please. Yeah, I
Still
thought it would
naked?
be. Yep. Oh well, right, let's just sort this one out. And what did you do? You put them both in the trunk?
Yeah.
You want to sort this one out a sec?
You park in the middle. Okay, can you jump out the vehicle for me, please?
Sorry, did you say something, sir?
Huh?
You say something,
Okay.
sir?
Can
No,
you
I
take your
just
name?
came
Oh
over here
no,
to
so,
watch.
I didn't see
sorry. I
it.
just thought I heard some murmuring.
Sister,
Don't worry.
Okay.
No, you're alright.
Is a Sister Mary on the list?
Let me have a look. Sister Mary. No, not for court duty. So just a normal
Okay.
civilian.
So, because you're just here to witness it, have you got any weapons or magazines or any objects that could cause harm to anyone? If you do, could you just leave them in the vehicle for me?
Hold on, let me look.
You just leave them in the vehicle up until you leave this car and all that lot, and then you're good to do with it what you wish.
EMT, if you want to head round to the other side, your fellow EMTs can let you in.
Has anybody got a med pack? Cause that officer right there, the blonde hair.
EMT, if you want to head round the other side, do a
Yeah,
loop
that's
round
fine,
the
I'll sort that
courthouse.
out.
The your other EMTs can let you in the back end.
An EMT special or something?
Okay, can I stick
They're
your
all special.
ID
They're all
and give you a
special
quick
way.
search just to make sure you haven't got anything illegal on you?
It's for GoPro purposes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Give you a quick pat down.
Oh, I want a female touching me. I don't want you touching me.
Unfortunately, we ain't got any females within the police force to
What
provide.
about that guy right there? Isn't he the
Okay,
like,
that Glock
part
17,
female?
the Glock 17, can you please leave that in the vehicle
I
once?
just put it in the vehicle.
Have you?
What?
Okay.
Yeah, that's weird. I just put it in there. Did you see me?
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
right.
Hold on. I think I. What the hell? Why do I still have it on me?
Not me.
Oh, I don't. Oh, it's a mag. Yeah, yeah. I just
Yeah.
throw it down.
I'm just gonna check
Kill
your
away,
name
you
quickly,
copy?
and then I'll
I'm still
then.
putting it in
Yep.
the vehicle.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna bring your name for the
If
system.
you want
make
to
sure all's
start
good, and once
leading people in
everything's
when
good,
Wong's
then
back
you're good.
downstairs, double checking them again, but lead them into the downstairs meeting room one by one, just to wait there.
Yeah.
Do I need to be searched or anything, sir?
EMTs are all good.
Roger.
has to be.
I'm here.
Am I naked for anybody else, or is it just officer
Oops. You shouldn't have
booking
done that. Thanks. I didn't
fish nuggets?
realise.
Hello?
Forget about that.
Could you stay in the line?
I think we're going to be ready. Can you put some lights at that checkpoint just to make sure no one smacks into it again?
Which checkpoint? Oh, this.
Both sides. I'll do it this end.
Can we have everyone here, please?
Is there a reason they don't install lights in the courthouse? Is there like trying to
We
be
could-
people
Come ahead,
friendly?
Mr. Drop.
We could put some spotlights in there, but that's about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Does anybody need any private security today?
Oh wow, that's great.
Yeah, be light.
How come the medics didn't get searched?
Well, we haven't gone in yet.
Huh.
That's what she said.
Because
Now these guys are really dangerous.
I think they're corrupt. I think police. That officer right there, I'm taking to court. Right there, right there.
Calm yourself down, ma'am, or you won't even be going in this building.
Calm down. I'm just telling you, I'm taking you to court.
Ooh.
Don't tell me to calm down. I'm speaking my mind. I'm taking you to court.
Careful, he's serious about that.
careful, sure to beat your ass.
Yeah, he will.
Same teas as well. If you want to head yourself in as well whenever you want, there's.
Well, we're allowed to go in.
You
now?
are. There's hot tea and coffee in the meeting room on the left-hand side.
Fucking hot tea. You and your damn tea. That shit's for girls.
Could you also please take off your mask, man, please? Oh.
EMTs are good to go through.
10-4.
Okay.
Right, what might be a good idea is okay. Because we've got these signs over here, they don't actually light up. So.
You what, sorry?
Because these signs are here and they don't really light up. You shouldn't really use these too much because then they're a bit dodgy. I'm gonna have to try and find them now. Use the hazard lamp, so we just use a blue one.
Okay, that's fine.
Maybe one either side. It's the same. The rule really is put one sign either side of the road. Maybe one light if it's dark. That's all we need.
Okay.
But I mean, if they now swing through that, don't see those signs, don't see all this, I don't know what we can do.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious. There's lights and fucking orange bars everywhere.
Yeah, we're pretty much ready to set up inside, but obviously we'll still leave this here until we're finished the case.
So, are you inside as well, are you?
Sorry?
Are you inside as well, are you?
What do you mean inside?
Involved in the car?
Yes, sorry, yeah.
So is it literally just me?
No, there's a few others. There's Mr. Killaway, but you should be alright.
Bridge check.
10-2.
Oh, what is that?
I did get you. I don't know whether you heard me back.
Milk? Yeah.
I did.
Oh, right, okay.
What do you think
Why
I
is
drink
it
all
outside
day?
working?
Okay, so proceed to
Um,
the.
He tried
your
putting his
website.
vehicles in the
Thank
trunk
you.
of his car, but
This
his
little
vehicle's in the trunk of the
Guys,
car.
proceed.
Let's start that one
Because
again.
He tried putting his vehicles in the trunk of the car and that
He
made him
started. No, fuck's sake. He tried to put his clothes in his car and take them back out again, but it didn't sort his nakedness. So he's now a wandering naked
Seem to
ET
have an
man.
accent. Is
I
that,
had a
is
kid.
that an axe?
Should the queue's moving?
Yeah.
Is that okay, Skello?
No.
Could you please leave the axe outside in a box, please, sir?
10-4. David.
What happens if we need a truck down the door?
Oh, hello.
Gonna get trapped in the cold.
Mr. Killaway.
Could you please put your hands up, sir? Thank you.
Oh, who's that? Oh, it smells like bacon.
Why are we down here?
It's just the waiting room, so everyone, there's fresh tea and coffee. There might be some petit pain chocolats over there for the Frenchies.
Where's
Help,
the coffee?
help yourself to the teas, coffees, water, food. If you bought any as well, snack on it, because
Yeah,
you
where's
won't be
the
allowed
coffee?
to drink or eat in the courtroom itself.
I don't see no coffee.
Where is it?
It should be over at the desk. We didn't supply it, so.
You
But-
just
Yeah, look,
said
I got it. I got
Sir,
milk.
proceed to the
It was
room
on the
on
table.
left side. Thank
Really
you.
good.
Oh, hello. Thank you.
I'm kind of disappointed. There's no coffee.
He lied.
Very.
Oh, I just got a bottle full of sperm.
Moss,
No, it's cow's
Wait.
milk, 2%.
Marcel, did you drink all the coffee again?
Milk. Okay,
I just drank
okay, sir,
the
proceed
milk.
to the left
You just
side.
drank the
Yeah, my
urn.
business.
You took the whole
Yeah.
coffee urn.
Okay.
Just not the whole
Hello?
milk. Or...
I apologise, guys. It looks like the CMT over here has drunk all the coffee. I'll see if I can sort out some more for you all. But as I said, eat up all you want. There will be no eating any food or drink in the courtroom itself. But we'll be letting you all through
Okay,
soon.
sir, proceed to the room on the left side.
Can I
Thank
eat pussy?
No comment.
Hello, Mr. Wong.
That went far.
Mr. Rob.
No, it's gonna go farther this time.
Just watch your hands in the right leg.
Oh, yeah, of
I'm gonna
Some air.
I'll take Wong after this guy.
Yeah.
Hey, Marcel.
Okay, sir, proceed to the room on the left side. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey,
Yeah, I've mentioned there.
Wong will get Rob or someone else to assist us with some suits in a sec. But if you want to just
Okay.
drop your bag out here, and we'll
Yeah.
get that.
I believe Christopher Brown is coming. He might be in time.
Blue, what we're going to do is we'll take them upstairs and I will let them know when the case is starting. And you can still let Christopher, whatever his name is, that's for the court
PD
case,
if you
come
don't
in.
know there's zombies in Georgetown.
Okay, yep, no problem. Did you hear me there?
Yes, sorry, it's one of our fellow officers, it's Officer Brownie. So he's the only person from now on that's coming in.
What?
No worries, no worries.
Yeah, so
Why-
if he
why
comes in,
make
it's
it?
fine, but he's got to come straight up to the courtroom. Obviously,
Radio check.
drop everything and stuff.
Tento?
Right, I'm going off comms.
Is the court case going?
You gotta hurry up. Starting soon. Suits will be provided at the. Proceed
Oops.
to the court if you can.
Missed the bloody toilet. Silly me. Need some Vasa. Right. Okay, come on. Come on, 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 come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Right, Wong, do you want to drop your do you want to do a drop all over there and just lock your bag?
Where?
Just over in the trees. I've put mine over here.
Am I naked still or am I good?
You are, but I don't know what you can do. If you want to put your other gear back on, it's up to you.
Is that a green flare?
I don't know.
So the green lights?
Must be. I wouldn't worry about it.
What's going on?
Gas.
Bunch of pansies.
Why did you guys gassing us? Oh, I'm suing.
Oh shit. Who's gassing out?
You guys are gassing us.
Gassing us. You.
No, it wasn't me.
It's the police.
Lies.
There's no police in here.
That's the point. The only
Those
people
out
here
here.
are EMTs and civilians. There's no police here while you guys are
Right
gassing.
there's the gas. Out there.
That's a lawsuit.
Another
I'm
8 million.
Look right here. Look. The gas.
Do you want to keep everyone in the room, Mr. Commander?
Oh, shit, yeah.
Exactly.
Come on, go in the room. There's gas in the room.
Dude, you guys are gas.
Come on.
Or get them somewhere out the way so
Hang
they're
on
not
a
just
minute.
running
How
around.
have they got gas in if they've been searched? Is what I
These are
wanna know.
police officers.
Yeah.
Uh,
couldn't be
Exactly.
We were all searched.
Is Mr. Rob North there?
Anybody have any
Mr.
food
Drop,
coming
I'm
from
suing the
Starving?
COPD for gas and
Oh,
air
it wasn't a
down
gas.
here.
I think it was a
That's
flare.
okay.
It was a flare.
Yeah,
Come on,
yeah,
go and
save
take a
it.
save.
Save me again.
I think the whole island
Careful
should sue
pointing
the
your gun.
COPD for gassing us.
Yeah. I'm gonna have lung problems for the rest of my life.
I
Yeah.
believe that's a flare.
My eyes are fucking damaged because this
That is
naked
not a flare,
guy
that
running
is
around.
gas.
Is Rob North here?
Oh yeah, he's just
Yeah, I think
he's
so.
a bit.
He's in the...
Ma'am,
He's in the back right now.
I don't know
He'll
how
be back
many
in
I
a few
gave you.
moments.
Let me know if you need.
Alright.
Why? What's up?
I need one.
Sky's the only one.
Oh,
that's prepared.
I just need him or who's your other EMT with possessive power. I can't remember his name. The other one. So you got a few magicians in your service.
Oh, magicians. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's around.
It's him or the other one. I don't mind. Just need him for a second.
Okay.
Hello?
What? Got any more gas masks?
A good EMT is always prepared.
He's not there.
Can everyone just
None
wait?
of us
Can
have
everyone just wait in the
those.
room, even if you're on the prosecution side? We'll just be out in a sec.
But there's
And
gas.
we'll take.
Gas in here.
It's not gas.
it's a flare.
Flies.
It's
It's
gas.
a
Smell
flare.
that? It's
I'm gonna
green.
die.
Can you smell it?
The
It's
green
green.
flare.
You
Trying
can't
to
smell
kill us.
color.
You can see the color everywhere.
You what?
Are flares allowed?
Well,
All of a sudden you're just gonna hear
deadly, so
tasers going
it's
off
not
and
a
everyone's gonna
massive
drop
deal,
on the
but
ground.
it's causing a bit
Blow
of
them all
a
up.
stir.
Yeah.
This is how the COPD kills all of us off. They lock us in a room and
Gases.
they know we're defenseless too.
I don't log off all the.
Oh, shit!
Okay.
10-4, bud.
Someone. Oh. Shut the door on me.
Are you okay?
There's a dead EMT in there.
Oh my.
I'm dead.
Can everyone
sure
just
enough.
please
Ah.
wait in the waiting room?
There's
He
a
died
dead
from the gas.
EMT.
Easy. There's a guy that died from gas in there.
What the fuck? I thought
Come
you
on,
said it
go
wasn't
back in there.
gas.
Mr. Marcel,
gas.
please control yourself.
Take.
Control
Guys.
myself when you're trying to murder us. Wow. That's a lot to expect from.
Yeah.
How many
that
do you
really
need?
helps.
Just 2 should be good.
Christopher Brown?
No, I was talking to the other EMTs out there.
There's one.
You were correct.
I believe
Thank you.
Christopher Brown is a
Don't worry, we can just remove the bag when it's done.
I don't think he heard you.
money.
There's another suit. This is gonna be another suit for you.
I can breathe.
Commander, we're gonna be bringing everyone up shortly. But for now, we'll just take the prosecution and the defense up, explain to them exactly what's going to happen, and then we'll be able to let everyone else up.
Man, you think after all these
Right,
court sessions,
what, are you gonna let me know
you
when
guys would be on time by now?
Do you want to deal with this bag?
Always late.
Just remove,
Yeah,
just
we're
remove it.
late by 17 minutes.
Can we just.
Roger.
Thank you. Hello. Who's involved today? I believe there's
By the time you show up, 16 minutes late already.
Watch your tongue, man. Don't even know
Whoa.
your name, but if you keep talking out of line, I will not have you in
ain't
my
talking out
courtroom.
line. You're just saying you're late.
I'm ready
You
for it.
late.
Okay.
Keep that tongue in your mouth, man.
3 p.m. sharp.
Put your tongue on my vagina.
Is there a Mr. Whip and his legal representative? Is that you two gentlemen here? Alright, and is there a Mr. Wong, I believe? Officer Wong. Is there an Officer Wong?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and is an officer, the other officer, is he present as well?
Christopher Brown is coming. Just
Okay. So if you three would like to follow us, / me.
What's your ETA, Brown?
I always like to bring someone to court.
What the hell? Why can't we go to court?
That should have been done a half
You
hour
pull
ago.
outside. Should run for judge, chief.
You're probably gonna need to do it. So.
Should lock the judge out briefly. He does do it.
Alright guys, just briefly, welcome. We're going to be doing a quick, what we'll do is when we start, you'll both be sworn in, one by one, and then we'll start with your guys' opening statement. I don't mind who gives it, but the rules of the court are simple. We will allow cross-examination, and we will allow either side to ask questions to the other side. For the CLPD, Commander Killaway is also present, so he can be called forwards, but as of now, he's not on the defence side, but he will be available to be called in for questions, okay? Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor.
Yes, yes,
Yep.
yes.
Yes, Mr. Wong?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor. Sorry.
Oh, right, okay. So yeah, we'll swear you all in, and that main thing is everyone give each other a chance to say your dues, and it should all run smoothly. But so if you guys want to take some seats, and we're going to get everyone else in, and we'll be started momentarily, okay? Does anyone have any questions as well before we start? Alright, so if you want to...
How many times would are we all just doing it? Like for instance, when it comes to our presenting the evidence, is it gonna be back and forth, or is it just gonna be like one shot, get it all out?
No, so it will be back and forth. So what we'll do is we'll split it into segments. So it's easier to manage that way. They can try and defunct, or they can argue the point of that bit of evidence. So yeah, both of you just get all your evidence prepared. Any crime numbers for you officers, or anything like that you'd wish to show us. We won't be waiting for you guys to hunt for the evidence as such, so now is your chance to get it ready. And
Yes,
we're going to go get everyone else in now, okay?
Okay, sounds good, thank you.
So you got officer in this bag here as your suit?
And we're good.
We not going up to the court case.
Thank you.
Officer Killaway,
Yep.
people are due to come up one by one, of
This
course.
is a very good suit.
And if you could make sure they just don't sit on the front row,
Thanks.
that would be for people like yourself.
There you go through. I'm sure you heard that. Don't sit on the front row.
No, I guess we're
So
heading.
the
I
judge's
love
head.
this suit.
Go through.
Sit on the judge's face.
Yes. We can stand on the front
Any of your seats to the right or the left, please, ma'am. Front row is reserved for any form of
This is
witness.
the where's the prosecution sitting? I'm gonna sit behind him.
Well, then you can sit to the left side.
Ah. Can I sit up
Hello,
there?
Mr. Judge.
Oh, hello. You want to just go through and take a seat? If we
Hello.
can get one EMT, I don't mind which one, but any one EMT can just take a seat on the front row.
Yeah, I'm good.
Either side, it doesn't really matter. Just to make sure we've got a
No,
medic to the
no,
front.
no.
Okay. By the way, get everything ready.
Yeah. Get the evidence ready, okay?
Yeah. Proceed with the dialogue, or
I didn't try to dialogue, I'll just speak.
Yeah, so medics, you
improvise.
feel free to sit on the front, but
Sure,
if you
sure.
could
Okay,
just
that's
leave
fine.
this one seat on the outside edge of the left side here, or right side here. That's perfect.
Let's just hear everything they got to say.
Alright, Mr. Brownie, just a note, as you were only a minute late, so we'll let that slide. But I'll just quickly go over what's going to happen. We'll swear you all in, and then we'll start with the opening statement. We'll allow cross-examination throughout the case, but the evidence will be shown on piece-by-piece basis. We won't show it all in one big chunk. So they will show a piece of evidence, and you'll have the chance to cross-examine, argue, and give any questions you see fit.
yes, Your Honor.
I move up.
All right.
I can't hear. Can I move up, Judge? I can't hear.
I don't think he really cares.
Commander.
I'm fucking moving up.
We're good to go. If there's no one else coming, just shut the doors.
Right, yeah, I was just waiting for Blue Mouse.
Oh right, okay, yeah, sure. We'll be starting, okay. Oh, is he just coming? Can you be the?
I think so.
Could you want to be the marshal?
Yeah, we'll do.
All right. Is he just outside?
I think so.
All right. You want to try and get hold of him and then come up as soon as you can. just waiting on the court martial to come upstairs, and we'll be ready to start.
Sounds good.
So as I say, if you on the prosecution side would like to start with your getting ready your opening statement, and then we'll be starting shortly. Okay.
Can you use your big boy voice?
Hold on.
Pretty please.
Or big girl voice, whichever you prefer.
What's the button?
I mean, God, he has buttons to operate his voice.
Can everyone in the room hear me now?
Yes.
Right.
Yep.
That stretch all worked quite nicely.
Is anybody going to respond to that? I guess I will. Sorry, Your Honour, I've got to go to receive a call.
Understood. Duty calls. Right, guys, welcome. Just to explain a quick few rules to everyone in the courtroom. There is no food or water, no food or drink to be consumed in the court. There will be a break once the jury goes to call its verdict. That will be the only time you'll be allowed to drink any food or water. There will be no leaving this courtroom whilst the court case is going on, unless you have a definitive reason. You must speak to the officer at the back of the room. So, if you don't think you're going to be here for the whole court case, now is your time to leave.
What if he's naked?
Alright, in that case, I'm going to assume everyone's here for the foreseeable case. Our marshal, over here to the right, is going to be Commander Killaway. He's going to be swearing you all in today, and we're going to be starting with the prosecution. So we'll start with Mr. Whip here, and then we'll do the lawyer, and then we'll move over to Mrs. Officer Brown and Wong after that. So when he calls you up, one by one, just stand in front of him and repeat what he has to say. Do you have it at the ready, Mr.?
Oh, I do, yeah.
You do? Perfect.
Okay, so you just want to state your name first?
Captain what?
And repeat after me. I do solemnly.
I do solemnly.
What? Sincerely.
Sincerely.
Maybe
Swear
I
to
won't.
tell the
No,
truth,
no,
the
no,
whole
no, that
truth.
is it. It's been updated.
Oh, is it changed?
Yes.
Alright, okay. Yeah, sorry about that. I do solemnly, sincerely and truly declare
I do solemnly and truly declare
and affirm that the testimony I shall give
and affirm that the testimony I shall give
shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Okay, take a seat. Alright, sir, just state your name
Mr. Drop.
and then repeat after me. I do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare.
I sincerely. Oh boy. I do solemnly, truthfully. Yeah. Yep. That.
We'll go with that. And affirm that the testimony I shall give
And affirm that the testimony I shall give
shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Okay, take a seat.
And same for the defence, please.
Okay, you sir on the left.
Hello?
State your name
Step 1.
and repeat after me. I do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare.
I saw what?
I do solemnly,
I do
sincerely,
solemnly, sincerely
and
declare.
truly declare
Truly declare
and affirm that the testimony I shall give
and affirm the testimony I shall give
shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
shall be the truth, what? The whole truth, and the truth.
Shall be the
Please
truth,
keep the
the
laughter
whole
to a
truth,
minimum, thank
and
you.
nothing but the truth.
Okay, but not the truth.
Yeah.
And this one without laughter, please.
Okay, state your name
Christopher Brown.
and repeat after me. I do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare
I do solemnly, sincerely, and clearly declare
and affirm that the testimony I shall give
and affirm that the testimony I shall give
shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Thank you. 6 feet.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Marshall. I don't think any of those were said 100% correct, but we shall continue. Prosecution. Who should be reading the opening statement today?
I shall be, Your Honor.
In that case, if you would like to come up to the front, and we should be ready to start.
Sure. Thank you, Your Honor, and people of the court. I am Mr. Drop, and today I'm representing my client, Captain Whip.
Please hold one moment. I do apologise, Mr. Drop.
Oh, by all means.
What happened?
Oh boy.
Mr. EMT. Mr. EMT, I suggest you wipe that smirk off your face and step this way, please.
You having a baby? You having a baby?
Just step up here for me. And your name?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
And what the hell do you think you're doing in my courtroom?
I was trying to use the radio. Sorry, sir.
You were trying... Wipe that grin off your face. You think, by trying to use your radio, that gives you a reason to assault that poor woman?
No.
No, but you still did it. Did you? And rather than apologising and doing your duty as a medic and checking if they're okay, you thought it'd be good to laugh at them. And
I
call them
didn't
pregnant,
laugh at-
was that?
Sorry.
It's okay. You're okay. I'm here now.
Everyone in
Mr.
the
Mayor,
court,
you will
just
be getting a
please-
card from me by the end of the court.
Okay.
Mr. Amir?
Yeah?
Who is your boss? What's his name?
Mr. Marcel?
Mr. Marcel. Mr. Marshall?
Yep.
Could you please get in touch with this Marcel chap and inform him that Amir over here will be serving a 30-minute jail detention in the cell out back for assault on this woman and for disrupting my court case.
Yeah, we'll do. What do you want me to do that now, or?
If you want to take him back and put him away in that cell
Yeah.
so we can punch the bars instead of people.
Okay.
And let his command know. Disgraceful behaviour, and you think you can just laugh it away.
Sorry, sir.
Get him out
Oh,
my
where-
get
where am I
him
going?
the other way. That's the office. Get him out my room.
Just testing you.
Chop, get a move on. Get out. Out.
Close the door.
Mr. Mary, I must ask, are you okay?
My nose is broke.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Wait.
Oh.
See, I have my duty with that later, but Your Honor, is it okay to proceed?
If you could bear with us just one moment, what we'll do is when this marshal's back in, we'll make sure a medic is on their way to assist this the lady that's just been assaulted. And once we know they're on their way, we'll allow you to continue. I do apologise for the delay.
Thank you. No, absolutely no problem.
Judge.
Do you need
Yep.
backup?
He has a call to respond to that he's asking if he can go.
Is it 100% he's needed?
Not sure.
Yeah, Marcel. Do you need backup or? Ah, sorry. Do you need backup or? Ten four. Right, no need kill him.
Lock him away.
I'm okay.
Okay, follow me.
There we are. There's a medic that's just come in here now. If we can give him a couple of minutes, if you want to seek some attention with him, feel free. We can wait just one moment.
I'll suffer through it. I'll wait to the end.
Your Honor, if it is correct,
Yeah, of course you
if
can,
they
Mr.
could rush
Crumbles.
themselves here, I mean, Sister Mary doesn't sound the best health at the moment.
Well, there is a medic at the back. Ma'am, if you feel any nauseous or any pains any way through the court, I do give you permission and only you to get up and go and talk to any medic that's in the room. But, Mr. Drop, feel free to continue.
You fix my nose?
Oh, yes.
Yes,
Your
yes,
Honor.
you can. You can watch it. You were asking if
Saying
you could
again,
watch it, and I just
thank
kind
you
of
everyone
ignored that.
attendance. Sorry again, Mrs. Mary, Sister Mary, about that. That was very wrong of that gentleman. And that goes to show yet again that we are being a little abused by our EMTs and CLPD around these places nowadays.
No
That's why I had to
metagaming,
step
you
up here
naughty
today.
boy.
In another matter of that, I am here with my plaintiff, Captain Whip, as
she
we
going to say?
have evidence that proves to us today
Please,
that he was not involved in any way, shape, or matter of the court charges that were put against him and that he actually served. So today we'll be looking at evidence such as that, and God bless the people of Tanoa. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. And just for the court here, could you just explain to us very briefly? You said he served some time for some crimes. How long exactly did he serve?
He has served on charges such as, let me just read it. Give me one moment, I'm pulling it through my documents here.
Didn't know it prepped. I told him to be prepped. Naughty, naughty.
Okay, can you all hear me?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, sorry, I'm just lagging out. Okay. So my client has been jailed for 2 times of accessory of murder with a weapon, 5 times murder or accessory to murder, and has 4 times of aiding and abetting. So with that, he's looking to get a little compensation for the jail time that he has served with that. He does have workers that he works for and pays quite often. So he looks at it, it's 600k per hour that he would at least be making when he was not jailed. And he typically does olives, steel, and many others toward his ventures. But he also was also asking for 8.9 million as a total of the sum. So we are hoping for just that.
Could you just clarify that's 8.9 million?
8.9 million, yes.
Okay, and okay. Anything else?
Right, that'll be all. Nope, that'll be it, Your Honor.
Okay. Please be seated. Defense, on what you've heard, do you have anything you wish to add or bring up?
Yeah, I would just like to say, on the counterpart, we also have our evidence that Captain Whip was involved in the crimes, and every charge he had is accurate. However, I shall let Mr. Drop begin with his evidence, and we'll discuss it.
Please be seated.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Back to the prosecution. We shall start with the first piece of evidence that you wish to show the court. So if you could show the whole court this evidence, obviously mention the time, anything like that we'd need to be able to find it. Take your time just explaining exactly what it is.
Okay. Would it be right to ask Captain Whip to be going up for questioning up front?
It sure can be.
I will have Captain Whip go to the front.
Objection, Your Honor.
Objection denied. Please let them continue.
Objection.
I've already told you once. Keep your mouth buttoned until it's your turn to talk. Please continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. How are you doing today, Mr. Whip?
Doing very well, very well.
Very good to hear. Mr. Whip, can you tell me what you were doing when you were charged for these crimes? On what day and approximately what time?
I can't remember exactly the time, but I remember I just woke up. I was in my pajamas, and these two gargantuas right here. They were looking for a certain black individual. They saw me and they said arrest him. They brought me to jail. Gave me 2 crackers for 8 hours to eat, and no shoes, so it's freezing. That's it.
Oh yes, I do remember Mr. Marley being shoeless as well when he had his court case. I presume the charges that you were charged with were based on the court of Charles Marley being for the chair. Correct?
Correct.
And you were hired by Judge Isaac Parker, I believe it was?
Correct.
I was also there for this court case. I actually got trapped when this building was ambushed. So, I wasn't full aware for there as the evidence, but I do see the video proof that I will provide later. So, Mr. Whip, what can you tell me was done that day? You told me that you were hired by the judge, and that is all you knew of?
Yep, I was hired by the judge, and I was told
Objection,
to watch
Your Honor.
outside of the court.
Please hold.
You were hired by the...
So I was hired by the judge, and I was told to sit out front and watch the front of any entrance for anybody.
Okay, you can say to me that you did a 10 out of 10 job, and you did not let anyone in without a weapon or ammo on them?
Nope, I didn't know anybody else. I just spoke to the judge.
Objection, Your Honor.
Seeming as you guys can't keep your mouth quiet. What is it?
Speculation questions, those should not be asked. You shouldn't be asking him and telling him what to answer. This is not how actually a lawyer does his job. And all the questions he's asking are actually narrated and obviously have been discussed before. So I would like him to go back or ask actual questions and true ones.
Your
Honor,
objection is
I am simply trying to
noted.
get background.
Your objection is noted, but I am going to allow Mr. Drop to continue.
As you
Thank
say,
you, Your Honor. To counter that point, Your Honor, I am simply trying to get background information on Mr. Whip about the day, as this is the day of the big jumble that I know that we all were part of, or at least a good portion of us were part of. But, so proceeding, Mr. Whip. So you were standing in the front of the lobby, and you were told just to guard.
Yep, I was there. Shooting started happening. I believe closely to when the court case was ending, and apparently, I guess cops were shooting cops, as one of the officers told me. So, and then one of the terrorists had dressed up, or a couple of terrorists dressed up as cops, got their gear and started shooting at people. So, I had taken my gun out to first defend myself, and second of all, ID anybody who might be an assailant.
Okay. Now, when you heard these shots, what was the initial mindset that was going through your mind? Because you told me also that you did not receive any radio transmissions from any of the guys who were hired by the judge as well.
No, negative.
That would be all, Your Honor.
Alright. I've just got a couple of questions just to make sure I can paint this picture exactly. So you were hired by the judge at the time, is that correct?
Correct.
And were you hired as part of a company, part of a group, or were you just hired individually?
I was hired by the judge.
But as from a company, like, do you work for a company, or were you just hired as you, just individually?
As an individual.
Thank you. That's all. Do you have anything else, Mr. Drop, or?
Nope, that will be it, Your Honor.
Defense, on these grounds and what we've just discussed now, do you guys have any questions you wish to ask? Mr. Drop, if you want to take a seat.
Yes, sir.
Defense, would you like to ask this guy any questions?
Yeah, I would like to ask Mr. Whip a few questions, Your Honor.
Yeah.
How are you doing today, Mr. Whip? Are you fine?
I'm well.
I would like to ask you a few questions regarding what happened back at the day of the previous court case that occurred here.
Okay.
So, I would like to ask you what car were you driving when you were convoying the judge to the town hall, to the court?
I was driving a Cadillac.
A Cadillac which has the judge in it, or one of the gods?
No, the judge was. I was given a Cadillac by the judge to drive, and he was in a limo in front of us, and I was driving that.
Okay. So basically, you were in the scene and you just like invented that you shot and you tried to defend yourself, basically.
Never said a shot, but I said I was IDing people.
Well,
I didn't know. I
when
heard
you were
shots all around
interrogated,
me.
when you were interrogated in the PD, you confessed
Never,
that I shot
never said I. Never
people.
said I shot anyone.
Anyway, moving
Objection,
on.
Your Honor. He never did say this.
Yeah, I never said that.
Moving on. We have evidence of that.
Can I
Moving on.
please keep the evidence and the questions to the
Yeah.
discussion that
Yeah.
we're having right now, rather than anything
Yeah, yeah.
progressing after?
I said I ID'd people.
Moving on to the second question. So you said you were hired by the judge himself, not as a part of a company. So would you like,
Right.
please, to explain to me? I'd like you to give me an explanation of what kind of company you were in at that time and what logo did it carry? The logo of the company.
I had
name,
no
possibly.
logo on the car, but the Death Eaters logo, which is the company I have.
Right. Right. These are all my questions, Your Honor. I guess you had all his answers and noted it, and hopefully we'll prove it all wrong with the coming evidence. Thank you, Your Honor.
Please be seated, and please refrain from teasing me. Mr. Drop.
Yes.
Would you like to continue? You guys like to continue on the prosecution side with any further evidence? Anything? Continuing on from the the current story, from what I've been able to draw, is you have been hired as a single person, and obviously correct me if I'm wrong. You were hired singly by the judge, along with a bunch of other people, to work in a motorcad, to convoy the judge, who was in a limo, you said, to the courthouse, and then work as a kind of a front door duty bouncer, checking people. And what kind of checks were you doing at the time? Was it just a normal routine check, not letting anyone in? Were you like the first line of checks? Is that what your kind of job was?
Yeah, I was. I was just supposed to survey the area and just make sure no one. My main objective was to guard the judge. I know he had hired a team to protect him also, but I just happened to be at the airport when they said, "Hey, we need an extra person." So.
Oh right, okay, perfect. So you weren't like front door duty as such. You were more like a patrolling around. You'd say like the courtyard, the car park area.
Yes, I was, and I heard shots go off, and I took my gun out.
Okay.
So to protect, I guess, the front door, which I was
right
to do.
Okay. Just wanted to, like I said, I just want to draw the story, make sure I'm not missing any bit out. So if you want to continue on from there, so you obviously stayed out there, so you weren't actually in the courtroom when the court was taking part. You were downstairs and outside. Okay.
Downstairs, outside.
So if you want to continue on from where you were before, to kind of a bit more information on what happened around when the shots were fired, things like that. If you've got anything like that for us.
Not currently, Your Honor. I'm actually here interested in seeing the evidence that they provide.
Okay.
The defendant.
Well, obviously at that point, we're continuing on to that. So, likewise, defense, if you wish to come forwards, and as the prosecution side, if you wish to ask your questions away to either of these side. So, Mr. Brown, if you want to go behind the desk for us.
I'd like to call Mr. Whip and ask him a few questions regarding the evidence I'm going to provide.
Okay. And you're going to be providing evidence. Please make sure everyone in the courtroom can see it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Okay.
And hold so we make sure I can see it.
Okay. Before providing any evidence, I would like to ask a few questions. Do you allow me, Your Honor?
Of course.
And can you give me a full explanation of what clothes were you wearing that day, Mr. Whip?
I was wearing a brown hat, and I had a plate carrier, and I think James, I believe.
All right. Also, another question. Can you please tell me what weapon you had on you during that incident?
I had a sniper rifle.
Did the sniper rifle have a suppressor on it or not?
Yes.
All right,
Did.
Your Honor, I'll just send you the evidence of him and his ID, basically. So he was there at the incident when it happened. This is the first piece of evidence I'm going to be providing.
Could you provide it to the whole court so everyone in this room can see?
As you say, Your Honor. Alright, it was sent generally. If you look at this picture...
Yep.
You would see me taking the ID of Mr. Whip here. Do you see that?
Mm-hmm. Continue.
Okay, so if you look at his clothes, look at the right pocket on his plate carrier or vest.
Yep.
You would notice a logo of a certain company, a green one, which belongs to Black Hawk company, basically. So I would like to just notify you that the prosecution here lied about Mr. Whip not being a part of any company and being hired by the judge himself, thus proving that he was actually a part of the Black Hawk security company.
Objection,
and was
Your Honor.
involved in the crimes.
Objection, Your Honor. I would like to firmly see the emblem. That is a very distorted picture of what the emblem would be like. If I could please see the company's emblem before proceeding.
I'll provide a picture of the a clear picture of the emblem, but now it's clearly showing a green emblem with the Black Hawk security. And as Mr. Whip said, he said a black and white emblem. Does this look any black and white?
I never said that.
Please hold 1 second, everyone. Everyone, please stop.
Emblem.
What we're going to do is we're going to hold there. We're going to continue with this picture. When this officer has finished explaining everything with this picture, I would like you to present to the court rather, this evidence that you say you have on a bit more of a clear, definitive logo of what was the company you said?
Black Hawk Security. You can also see it on the guy behind him, so it clearly resembles the same logo of the company. And I would like to point that Mr. Whip here said that the logo he had on his car on his plate is the logo of the Death Eaters, which represents a black and white logo.
Okay. Anything else from this picture? And obviously only this picture.
Yes, this picture shows his ID and the emblem of the logo. And this is all I got in this first piece of evidence.
Okay. I think he's using a counterfeit piece of Windows. You can see down the bottom. Activate Windows. Naughty boy.
Anything else, Your Honor? Any questions?
Not on this piece of evidence. Mr. Drop, you said you had a question regarding the quality of the logo shown in this evidence. You've obviously noted that you feel that you can see the logo on this gentleman, which you've ID'd, and another gentleman behind. Could you present to the court this clearer form of image to it, and obviously so Mr. Drop here can see? And no, Mr. Gomboss, I can't use that.
If you can give me time, I'll look like if I still have it in my case here. Yeah, alright, I'm done with the first piece of evidence. Anything else, Your Honor?
Whilst you sort that out, which I will give you 5 minutes to sort out, Mr. Wong, would you like to ask any questions to Mr. Whip?
Not at this moment, Your Honor. Not at this moment.
If you want to take a seat, then, Mr. Officer Brown. Mr. Drop,
Okay.
whilst we're here, and this evidence that's just been shown, do you have any other questions on this piece of evidence, and any of the information that this officer explained to us?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay. Yeah, you want to come up and do you want to ask anyone in particular any questions or if not,
Yeah,
then
I'll speak with Mr. Whip. I'll question him.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Whip. As the defense said that you have the emblem of the company that apparently was supporting the judge that day.
Correct.
Were you handed that by chance, or were you given it, or were you just find it, or?
Objection, Your Honor.
The judge provided me everything I had to get.
Sorry, could you could you just please repeat the question and ever so sorry, repeat the answer? Could you please not object while someone is talking and wait till they finish their sentence? Yeah, could you just repeat what you were what? Do
you want me to repeat the question?
Yes,
or?
please.
Okay. I was wondering if he was given the plate carrier that day, or if he brought his own.
Okay. And what was the answer to that? Sorry.
Okay, my answer was yes. I was given a hat, plate carrier, jeans, an outfit, and a car.
Were you
Provided
given
by
a
the
weapon
judge.
as well? A weapon?
Provided by the judge, yes.
Okay. That's all I have to ask, Your Honor.
Objection, Your
From the
Honor.
judge, sorry, you say.
Yes, it was from the judge.
Thank you. What is your objection? Please stand.
Leading questions. Leading questions, you know, this should not be asked at the court. Mr. Drop, his lawyer, is basically telling him what to say, what to answer. This can't be taken. This cannot be taken as actual questions.
Your objection is noted. Do you have this evidence for
Thanks,
us?
Your Honor. I'm still processing it.
Okay. Do you have any other questions, Mr. Drop?
No, that'd be it.
Okay. Defense, if you'd please like to continue with any form of the next piece of evidence, and I will obviously note that I am expecting this clearer image on this emblem before the end of the court case. Otherwise, I will be dismissing that quote or statement that you gave between the two.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, if you'd like to continue, next piece of evidence that you have.
Next. So, Mr. Webb, I would like to ask you a question. Have you used your weapon in that scene?
What? Me?
Can you tell me why you have used your weapon?
Never said I used my weapon.
Could we please stick with the first question you asked, which was, did you use that weapon on the scene?
Yeah. Did you use your weapon, Mr. Webb? Sorry, I didn't hear his answer clearly.
Cannot understand what you're asking me.
Did you use your weapon in the scene?
Did I use my weapon? I probably shot off a couple shots at just in the air because people were surrounding me. Shots were getting fired at everybody.
Why did you shoot a couple of shots in the air?
Because I was getting shot at from the front of me, I was getting shot at the bottom of me, so I just shot it off in the air to get people away from me, and I...
And you shot in the air with a suppressor to get people away from you?
Shot directly in the air.
Yeah. So you basically get away from you by shooting in the air with a suppressor?
I don't think he heard the question. I think he left real quick.
Yeah. Anyway, my second piece of evidence is the video of him showing him pointing his sniper at an officer, which disregarded shooting at him because he was a part of the Black Hawk security, which in return shot him and dropped him dead.
Before continuing with any explanation, could you please show this to the court?
Yes.
And any timestamp where we need to be starting, please let us know.
First of all, this is a picture of a clearer picture of the emblem on his vest.
Okay. Let's see that first.
Clearly showing that he was a part of a company, the Black Hawk Security, which means he lied at the first of this.
Your Honor.
Yeah, go ahead.
My client simply stated earlier that he was given the vest or the plate carrier by the judge before assigned to the task. Along with I believe he said it was along with a vehicle, his clothing, and his weapons.
Thank you. We'll continue
Thank you.
on. I've noted the evidence, so thank
I'll
you for
send
getting
the
that.
video
But
now.
if we could continue with the video.
This video basically summarizes the whole incident, the whole evidence, or most of it actually, on Mr. Whip, showing him pointing a gun at an officer and shooting it at him as well.
Thank you for that piece of information there. Thank you for damaging my ears on the recording.
Yeah.
From that
No problem,
evidence,
Your Honor.
could you please explain a little bit more on exactly what happened? As I say, my ears were quite painfully hurt.
Yeah, so this evidence shows Mr. Whip here carrying a sniper with a suppressor, whilst most of the officers were downed and killed. The next video and the first picture shows his ID as the first evidence I showed you, and the video shows him aiming at an officer and running to hide after seeing the officer
Objection, Your
aiming
Honor.
back at him.
Please just let him continue.
And yeah, it also shows the officer being downed. I also have an image of him shooting at the officer. I'll be providing it now.
Please hold on that. What was your objection?
Several points in that video, Your Honor, of an objection. I would like to first mention, actually, can I bring him to the stand, please?
You can.
Okay.
Yeah, Whip, if you want to take a seat just for now. Brown, please come forward.
Now, how are you bringing the stand?
Please just
You, Mr. Brown.
come behind the stand, please.
Okay, Mr. Brown. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine.
Very good. Okay, you presented us earlier a picture of who we believe to be Mr. Whip on the day of the court case of Mr. Myers, correct?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and you mentioned to us that what he was wearing accurately described what he was wearing, right? And you said that it was an orange hat, his jeans, and were in the badge evidence photo?
Yes.
Okay. I would like to point the attention in the video that he sent of what we believe is Captain Whip firing back at the police. Well, I would like to go back into the video and mention that Captain Whip was in fact given an orange hat that day, as we saw in the emblem video. If you will stop your video at 27 seconds, you will see firmly and swiftly that there is no orange hat on that gentleman who was firing back at the officer. There's nothing there of him having a silencer or suppressor on that weapon.
Yes,
There's no orange hat on him.
That was not the gentleman who was firing at him. And basically, you have not seen the whole video to come and comment on it.
I did.
I'd like you to see the whole video and look at the ambulance. You'll see a guy with an orange hat aiming and pointing the gun at the police officer. And one thing also to say, well, actually, I'll just keep it for later. You can continue with the questions.
No. Yeah, you told me to watch the whole video. I watched the entire video. I'm just simply pointing out that the gentleman who, I don't know who you were looking at in that video or what the officer was wearing, but if I look through that scope, I see nothing but a black hat and black armor. Those shots did not come from that gentleman either, but I am just simply saying that video is mainly predominantly looking at that guy who seems to be firing back and hiding from the sniper range.
Yeah, I would like you to look at the video starting from second 11. Also, I would like you to take your glasses off because they seem to be providing some kind of discoloration in the video. Okay. So
Yes,
you'll
sir.
see a guy taking cover behind the police escalade and pointing the gun at the police officer who was downed during the incidents. This guy runs to cover after he finds or sees the police officer aiming that way.
Okay, so you do see
Am
the
I right?
gentleman who runs to the ambulance, which I'm about to get to later on in the court case. But
yes,
simply mentioning there's no video of him by the gentleman by that ambulance. That's the only time you see him. The only time you see him is simply when he runs to the ambulance. That's all we see of him, correct?
Yeah,
There's
I would
no
like to-
video proof of him firing. There's no video of him shooting a weapon or anything. We heard shots,
there's actually
but we
a
don't
picture.
see anyone shooting.
You didn't hear You didn't hear shots because it was a suppressed. You heard bullets hitting the.
Then I saw you fall to the ground.
Yeah,
I saw you hit the ground.
Yeah, I'll now provide you with a picture showing him shooting. The picture is not clear, and I would like you also to take your glasses off. This is the second time I request that to take and see this video, see this picture. Yes, this picture instantly before the death of, or before where the officer was downed, instantly before him being shot, shows actually someone peeking out from behind the ambulance and shooting at him. It shows also the dust.
All I see is smoke.
What do you
Yes.
see exactly? I don't see anything. And
Exactly,
my glasses.
exactly.
I've actually cleaned my glasses. There's nothing there.
Can we please just hold just one moment? 2 points. If anyone in the viewing gallery makes another comment, another laugh, or anything like that, they will be straight out this courtroom. And regardless of whether your glasses have been cleaned or not, please do remove them. They are sunglasses, and they shouldn't be worn indoors.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. And just please continue. You were explaining about this evidence.
Alright, so basically you guys don't know anything about weapons, so I would like to explain that. When you fire a weapon, there's weapon smoke due to the bullet coming out of the barrel. And what the picture shows is weapon smoke coming out from behind the ambulance and a guy peeking from there and shooting from there with a suppressor because the gunshot was not heard at that time. Which limits this. Yeah, which limits this to Mr. Whip, who went to cover behind the ambulance and was not seen after that until he shot the police officer. You have any
I
other
understand. Yes, I do. Quite simply asking, just based off of that photo you just sent me, can you prove, or video-wise, you say, because that's part of the video, right? I believe that's the same video that you got that from. So you would be able to see potentially the smoke in that video at 35 seconds, correct?
Correct.
You just hold a moment. Well,
Okay.
what was that, Commander?
We have an Isaac Parker outside that's wanting to come in because his name were mentioned.
An Isaac Parker.
I believe
yes.
he was the.
Yes, Isaac Parker is welcome to come up.
Yeah, okay.
Please continue. Sorry, guys.
Okay. I would like to start, if everyone can please refer back to the video, at 30 seconds. Okay. 30 seconds is more than enough time. That is 5 seconds before we claim that the shots were taken.
Sorry, this
I
was
would like
30
to
seconds in the video, sorry. Back, the one that was just shown.
Yep, 30 seconds into the video of the ones that he provided. Okay, so if you start from 30 seconds, you will see that he picks out, he takes a shot at whoever that was. At no point was there ever been seen a little spark that was taken right there. There was nothing of that.
Yeah, because basically you're not watching the video in a very slow motion, which we do to actually
Right.
process our evidence before doing that, you see?
Right.
I have evidence.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm proving your evidence wrong here, but that's not proof, though. You're right. I'm not maybe seeing it. Maybe my glasses messed up my eyes in this courtroom, but I simply see nothing in this video that would potentially
which makes you ineligible for actually saying or proving my evidence wrong or not.
You don't see him taking
Please
shots.
hold. Please, both of you, keep your comments aimed towards the other person to yourself. It is my job to decide whether this evidence is falsifiable or not,
Yes, Your
not
Honor.
yours.
Yes, Your Honor.
Please continue.
I would like to just simply note, I'm done with questionings. I just like to simply note that I don't see any evidence here that basically provides the shot of Mr. Whip taking any shots on or taking shots from a cop. I just simply see, I think what I see, a cop on cop action, and that goes with my point with Captain saying that there were cops firing at other cops, and that is all I like to mention, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Please be seated. Mr. Wong, you've been particularly
Yes,
quiet today. Do you have anything you'd like to add?
Sure. Can I bring? Can Mr. Webb go to the stand if possible, or?
You can. And if you'd like to just be... yep, and just make your way up to the front. And go ahead.
The weapon, what weapon did you have, Captain Webb?
I didn't really look at it. I just knew that I had one. It was a sniper rifle.
Okay, so let's just say it's an M24, which I believe that's what it is, with a suppressor and a very high-end scope, I believe. Is that the modifications you had in your weapon?
I had no scope. It was just a sniper rifle. They used the sniper gun itself and aim down it and shoot. It's a hunting rifle.
That's not possible, sir. There's no actual iron sight on that weapon.
It's a hunting rifle. It's a hunting rifle. Pretty sure.
Okay, but you did admit before there was a suppressor.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Perfectly fine, sir.
Another time, the officer in the GoPro shows, when he was shot, there was no sound of an actual round being fired. And the second bullet that was fired didn't also have a sound. And plus, I believe that's the weapon he had was an M24, which has a reload time of 3 seconds and 2 milliseconds. No, yes.
As I think I told you, and it should be in your arrest thing, but no, I don't.
No, I'm just describing
video,
what the weapon. I mean,
okay.
To me, it feels like the weapon you had was the weapon that we believe was the one used to shoot that officer.
Okay. That, but cops
the timing of the reload time for the second bullet is perfect to match to the weapon you had, and
well, so you say that I shot him twice. So in that video where he apparently he IDs me, looking and he's shooting at another guy, I didn't. There was a shot off. Where's the?
No, I'm just saying the weapon is the weapon you had has the same.
Well, you just said I shot. You said I shot twice. So I shot off anything. In that first video, it should be 2 shots from me. It should be 2 pictures of smoke coming out my gun. So where is that? I haven't seen that.
Oh, I'm saying the second shot. I believe that it was the same weapon.
Shot, but the first
due to the reload time, and there was no sound of the actual bullet being fired from the weapon.
I understand that, but I'm saying the first shot you said that went off. And when the officer was looking at me, did you see any smoke come out my gun? If that was me in that picture. I was smoke from the
Looks
first
as
shot.
an individual peeking from
The
the
first
ambulance.
shot. That went off apparently. Alright. Look at it.
Nice ass.
Any other questions, Mr. Wong?
Thank you. No, Your Honor. That is it. Thank you.
Mr. Drop.
That's the same picture.
Yes.
Do you have any further questions? Anything you'd like to add to what's just been mentioned by Mr. Wong here?
Yeah, I do like to bring the point that my client brought up a good point, saying that if there were 2 shots taken, and it were be true that those were a little slight bit of gas that would come out of the end of the gun, the gun residue. I would like to simply state that it wouldn't even been noted back in one, because technically if there were 2 shots and that was a shot, then you only have technically 1 proof of that one shot.
Can I
That
show
second
you
shot, I would not even be, be the honors.
Please look, I did not say the second shot was actually his firing. I'm just telling you
Okay.
that if the reload time of the weapon and the suppressed fire seemed to be that there was the first shot shooter that did the second shot as well. That is all.
Okay. You just made it. You just seemed like you twisted it a little bit, saying that
No,
they
sir.
were in
That's
fact 2
why I
shots
said
coming from
first.
him.
But if you believe that's why I said, that is your opinion. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Please,
I am
less
done, Your Honor.
bickering between you. You're to direct things to me, not each other. Please be seated. That way. There we go. What we'll do now is we're going to be continuing on with some more evidence here. Defense, please continue
Yeah, I would like
with
to.
some more.
I would like to ask Mr. Rip a few questions, and I would like to bring the CLPD commander to the stand to ask him also a few questions.
We'll allow Mr. Webb some time to rest his poor knees, and we shall call for the commander.
All right, then I'll call for Mr. Drop, his lawyer. He must know everything.
I said we'll call the commander through first. We'll do him first.
All right. How are you doing, Commander?
Great, thanks.
Yeah, good seeing you here. I would just like to ask you, we have taken into our custody a guy who is a part of the Black Hawk Security Company. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's true.
And do you know what that guy's name? What is he called?
I believe it was Frank Myers.
Yes, and Mr. Frank Myers pled. What was his plea, if I may ask?
Yeah, he did. He pled guilty.
All right, thank you, Commander. This is my question. These are all my questions for the Commander. I would like now to bring Mr. Drop to the stand.
Yep, Commander, if you'd like to step down. And Mr. Officer Brown, this is your first warning against a condescending tone. If you don't have anything of a calm and nice nature to say, please do not say it. Go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Drop, I'd like to ask you just a few questions.
Sure.
You said that the plate carrier and the hat and basically the outfit of Mr. Rip here was given by the Judge Isaac, right?
This was correct.
So basically the judge gave him the plate carrier which has the emblem of Black Hawk Security on it.
That's correct.
Do you know that now you're accusing the judge by actually planning out and, you know, causing all this?
Dear Lord, I got a headache.
I am not
You know
simply
that?
putting it that I am accusing the judge of anything. I am simply accusing you guys of putting this man in prison when he did absolutely nothing wrong. That's a whole separate court case, isn't it?
You heard that, Your Honor. He's accusing
Your
us.
Honor, I am not accusing him of anything. I am simply trying to stay on task with this court. And he is simply obliging me that I am assuming that the judge did this when I am simply trying to stay on a court task.
So basically, the
Noted.
judge runs the Black Hawk security company, and he gave out all the outfits to all the people who participated. Even Frank Myers, who pled guilty of Black Hawk being actually a part of this.
I simply am telling you that what my client has gotten from the judge might have very well been from the company, but nothing was said that what I would believe put Mr. Whip, as he did claim that he was an individual only hired by himself to take this task.
Alright, these are all my questions, Your Honor. This is my final verdict. Thank you.
Please be seated. And mentions in this court of the judge himself, Honourable Isaac Parker has in fact joined us today. He is here to be able to ask any questions too, as he has now arrived. Defence, if you'd like to continue. If you have anything.
Yeah, I would like to ask the judge a few questions, actually. Mr. Isaac.
He's just making his way forward.
How are you doing, Your Honor?
Not too bad, sir. Yourself?
I'm good. I hope you're good after all the trauma that happened with us.
Yeah,
Anyway,
took a few days in the Caribbean island.
Yeah, I would assume. I would just like to ask you just a few questions. You know,
Okay.
as I've noticed from Mr. Drop there.
That's fine.
Okay. So Mr. Drop assumed and said that you actually provided all the equipment to Mr. Whip. Is that correct?
No, this is a total lie.
Okay. So when you did you hire Mr. Whip individually or not?
No, I hired Hawk Security.
And Mr. Whip was a part of Hawk Security.
No idea. Like I say, I just contacted the leader of Hawk Security, explained there was a high value case and that I would require his services to protect myself.
Yes.
We agreed a fee. The fee was paid.
Okay.
I was
So
told
basically,
three men would arrive for X amount of cash. I paid the sum. Them guys picked me up and brought me to the courtroom.
okay, thank you, Your Honor. Alright, I guess that's it. I mean, that sums it all. I have nothing to say anymore. I just leave it up to the judge. Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Again.
Please be seated.
Thank you.
Welcome again. Mr. Wong, do you have any questions for the judge while he's here? While the fellow judge, Honor.
But I have compliments for his suit. He looks very nice.
Any
Go on, you,
serious
sir.
questions over here, but from the prosecution?
Nope,
Any
that'd be
questions
Your
for the
Honor.
judge? Feel free to be seated. Thank you for your time, sir.
No problem.
All right. But just to clarify, defence here. Do you have any form of questioning, any other evidence you wish to show to the court today? Now is your final chance.
Do you have anything, Steve?
No, I think everything has been explained. So
Yes,
no,
Your
no,
Honor.
Your Honor.
Yeah, everything has been said, and I thank you again for giving us this time.
Prosecution. Do you have any questions, any evidence you wish to show to this court?
Nope, that'd be it, Your Honor.
Okay. What I'm going to do is we're going to take a quick break, quick adjourn. This is your time to have your snacks, any form of drink. I will be forming my verdict here, and I will be back shortly with the outcome.
Hey, Chloe, do you have some water?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's terrible, isn't it? Lady's present and he's lying naked.
Right, what have we got here?
I might have some water.
Shit, man, I'm sorry.
Let's have. I've got some water you can have.
You know, we normally wait for the
What's your name, sir?
notification, but
So Steve,
How's it going?
sorry about that.
what do you think happened?
My fucking damn.
There you go, sir. Not a problem.
Dude.
Well,
Yeah, that's a nice office. I am. I saw the sister go in there, so I don't want to go in there in case she's changing or something. You could have been changed.
Right, so I've got to get the verdict of this case. Where, although I can't see any form of evidence that that person shot at the police, they've not shown any evidence to say that they were involved. However, the other one did. They had a clear matching outfit, and the judges said that they didn't in any way do anything. I don't. God, this is horrible. I know what I'm gonna do.
Oh, that's disgraceful.
They're not going to be
That's what we've
charged
got to
with
I know it's
anything
disgraceful. There's a lady present.
apart from lying. I know, it sucks, but 8.9 million, you can't award that when the judge at the time has literally said that he didn't hire them or didn't kit them out. Obviously the police evidence was a bit shit. Not gonna lie, it's fucking terrible. It doesn't show any form of shots or stuff like that. So compensation, compensation can be given out. But it's already been one person committing, proving guilty or innocent at the time. The evidence to this individual person wasn't particularly good. Yeah.
Why are you after my boyfriend?
I know this is horrible.
You're naked!
Yeah. That cannot be fixed.
Well, I'm
follow me
sorry, but
downstairs.
you can't mess with him for peeing when you're naked.
Yeah.
Decent exposure.
Follow me downstairs, please.
No, you're naked.
No, I'm not. I'm not following you. What the fuck? Put some clothes on first.
Language
As
in
far
my
as I'm
courthouse.
concerned, I am wearing clothes.
Well, as far as
No,
everybody
you're-
else's
you're-
eyes, you're naked.
That I can't do anything about.
Well,
Well, I don't go with the naked guys, you know.
No, I can't do anything about that. You're gonna have to come downstairs with me.
No,
If you
I'm
do not
staying
follow me
right here.
downstairs, I will use force and I will take you downstairs.
You're naked.
You what?
Lawyer,
Do
you see
do
this?
do you hear that?
This guy's forcing the decent exposure, and he's trying to make
Yeah.
this man go down with him.
I'm going.
You gotta hire a lawyer.
You can say to me over here what you want to say. No? Why? In the street you can also not move away.
Mr. Commander, please don't go anywhere. I'm going to be needing you as well.
Okay.
Such a bad court case. Like, there's so much shit, so much wrong about it. It's just so much. It's just... Damn it.
Looks like we might have no mind.
Just gonna wait for everyone to come back in, everyone to take a seat, and we'll be started. Looks like there's a big gathering coming back in now. God knows where the EMTs went to, but it looks like it was quite a big situation.
Yeah, Commander, can you give me
There's
some
a
water? Do
naked
you have any?
police officer out there.
Oh,
harassing
sorry,
people.
That has been noted. I did notice it.
Give him some milk.
Your Honor, I would just like to drink some water if you permit me.
Yes, we've not continued just yet. Commander, while she hand the water,
What the fuck do you want from me, man?
So please follow me.
could the officer and that guy in that suit please just calm down a second? Guy in the suit. What's your name?
I'm Mr. Hashtag.
If you'd like to just step forward, please. What's with the language in my courtroom?
Well, the thing is, the officer over there, the naked one, is keep coming after me.
Hang on a minute. I've got a court case here to run, my friend. I didn't ask for your life story, I asked why you're swearing.
Yeah, that's why I'm here, for the court case, you know, but the guy over there keeps on harassing me.
Okay. Doesn't excuse you to use bad language. Please be calm, take a seat, and I will deal with it now.
Okay.
Mr. Commander, is this gentleman over here in the middle of the row that's now walking away from me? Does he have a name? Is he part of your force?
He's Blue Mouse.
Any reason why you're naked, sir?
I believe I am dressed. I've tried fixing this issue, but I can't seem to fix it.
Fixing the issue of not being dressed, sir?
Yeah.
By any chance, did you try and put some clothes on?
I have tried.
Commander, keep your mouth shut when I'm talking, please.
Say again, Your Honor? I didn't catch that, sorry.
Yeah, I do apologise, your commander was talking out of line. You say you were trying to fix your lack of clothes. By any chance, did you try putting some clothes on?
I have tried, I see clothes, I see that I'm dressed. But apparently to others that I am not.
Sounds like it.
Mr. Commander?
Gotta be drugs.
Yep.
In any way, do you think this is acceptable that your officers are patrolling around naked in my courtroom?
No, not at all, but I'm surprised you brought it up after an hour of him being stood there at the back of the room.
From that distance, any form of visibility to something that small is a bit difficult. On second thoughts, I'm focusing on the court, not on him. I have noticed it. And yes, you have been naked the whole time. And answer my question, please. I haven't got all day. Do you think it's acceptable?
No, it's definitely not acceptable.
It isn't, is it?
No.
Have you ever been checked up by an EMT, sir?
Yeah, I believe I'm in good health.
You believe you're in good health where you're imagining you're wearing clothes when you're actually not? Wipe that grin off your face, Commander. Mr. Commander.
Yes.
I do not accept, in any form of excuse, your officers walking around in this courtroom naked. I am hereby for this situation fining the CLBD $25,000. I do not want this to be happening again. What? That language also, Mr. Commander, is not acceptable. That is another 5,000, up to 30,000. I will not have you swearing at me. Please go back into your corner. And
excuse Your Honor to try fix
Mr.
my
Bluemouse,
wardrobe.
you've had an hour to fix, more than an hour to be fixing your nakedness. EMTs that are present in this courtroom, is there a EMT chief? I take it that's you at the back. This officer here, Mr. Bluemouse, do you specialize in any form of insanity training, insanity course for the fact that he doesn't like wearing clothes?
Well, we can work one up for this gent here.
I'd like that to be done, thank you. Note that,
Thank you,
Mr.
Your Honor.
Commander, he is to do that. Please go to the back of the room and get some clothes on. I do apologise to the rest of the courtroom, that disgusting display. You might think having to worry about something so small is a bit of a concern, but it's not. I do not accept it.
Thank you, Judge.
Back onto the more important piece of news. As well, apologies to the lady that was assaulted at the beginning of the court case. That was also dealt with. The person has paid their time. I do hope, however, that they formally apologise to you in person. And back to the case itself. If the prosecution could just remind the court and myself exactly what you expect the outcome to be of this court case today. Sorry?
Yeah, I'll speak.
There we are.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
I can't hear him.
What, Mr. Whip?
Okay, no, I'll say I just wanted compensation for the time I served in prison because I was falsely accused of shooting an officer, and I just want compensation working with other people. So, just want compensation for what I did.
Okay. Thank you for the deep ending to that sentence.
Ready? Why I served 9 hours in prison.
How long, sorry?
You love it deep.
8:15, sir.
Mr.
But
Commander.
it took you 45 minutes to come get me.
Please hold just for a moment. That comment is unacceptable. Please leave my courtroom now before I get you kicked out.
That was me, Your Honor.
Faster. Shut the door behind you. Messing with the doors. Shut the doors. Thank you. I do apologise. The CLPD seem to think it's a joke today. So you say it was 9 hours of jail time that you wish to be compensated for. Could you remind the court the exact amount of compensation you are seeking today?
Alright, I was put in jail for 8:15, but it took 45 minutes to come and pick me up, which I think one of them said that I'll be compensated for that. Anyhow, yeah, 8.9
One of
million.
these two officers here.
Brad Brownie, I believe I called him on the phone, and he said he'd come and pick me up, he'll comp me for the 45 minutes because they're busy dealing with something.
Gunshot.
Yep. As you hear that? Anyhow.
It was a misfire.
Yeah, 8.9, 600K an hour, because I have I have a
Is it in the other outfit?
I have a business partner I work with, and I had 3 car orders that day, and I was just trying to get my stuff done after the whole shindig went down.
Of course. Okay. I'd like to start off by saying that at the beginning, defence and prosecution, you were all sworn in by the court-martial to speak the truth in all of evidence you were given. However, it does appear that the prosecution did seem to, what I feel, twist your story in by saying that the judge outfitted you with this plate carrier and the jeans, you say, and the outfit when they hired you, and the vehicle. Not denying from any of that part, apart from the fact that the judge himself, present today, has said that in fact that is a complete lie. Over to the defence side, all of your evidence that was shown today, I don't see any of the evidence successfully shows this person here being the person that shot you. We can see from the evidence that this person was at the site, he was identified, and he did have a plate carrier on for the company that you described at the time. Which, can you remind me, was it Black Hawk Security?
Yes, Your Honor.
So
Yes,
you
Your Honor.
you proved with evidence.
Sorry, Honor. It's not Black Hawk. It's just Hawk.
Just Hawk. So Hawk Security, and you've just provided the evidence to show that this gentleman here was in fact hired as part of this group to commit this duty. Also, a lot of the questions back and forth about the type of weapon and the fact that whether it had a sight on or a suppressor on or things like that didn't really interest the court today.
Your Honor.
Yes.
May I ask a question?
If it's quick.
Haven't you seen that Mr. Whip here is aiming the gun at the officer in the video?
Anybody else here?
Sniper.
Negative.
I've seen all the evidence. I've already made my verdict. I'm not going to be swayed now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Whip, I would remind you that your charges, when you were charged and arrested at that time, none of your charges were for any form of direct murder. You were charged for the fact that your team, as such, were the people committing the murders and the offences at the time. However, from the evidence shown today, none of it shows you in person being the person that actually did any shooting to that one officer that any evidence showed. But as explained before, other people in the same company have been arrested since, proven guilty, and on top of that part, the fact that you lied outright through your teeth and skin to the courtroom is something that is highly unacceptable and should be frowned upon. And for that reason, I'm not going to be awarding any form of compensation for today, apart from the 45 minutes that you were promised as reimbursement to your detainment time, we shall call it. So you will be reimbursed for that. So you say it was how much what was your earnings per hour?
600k.
600k. So the CLPD as a whole will be paying you 450,000. That will be for the 45 minutes detainment time, and that will be that.
Your Honor.
That'll be from the CLPD department.
I would like to state something, Your Honor.
I would like you to keep quiet. But as of today, you will also be charged to the court $250,000 and serving 30 minutes of jail time for lying to the court. So in total, you'll be going home as such. From the 450k, you'll be taking away 200k. 250k will be going to the court. Do you have any questions on that?
First of all, I believe I didn't lie to the court, but it's my word against his. So, but he's a judge, so what can I say?
Okay, can I just ask a quick question, Your Honor?
You can.
Okay, you saying I hired you? How much did I pay you?
I wasn't compensated for this because everything was going down.
Oh,
so
you're saying I hired you personally. How much did I pay you?
Did I not see you at the airport?
No.
Did
I
not
have
see you?
evidence I sent payment to one person.
That's all fine and dandy, but did I not see you at the airport?
No, I was picked up from the AMT HQ.
Okay, alright, that's what you say.
EMT Chief, if you've available over communication, could you call the commander back in?
Alright, well, no black man going to jail.
Can I state something?
How does he go to jail?
You can state something, but I will not be swaying any form of ruling here.
I think he's going to jail for
Please be seated for a moment.
lying.
Should he be compensated for the 8.5 hours?
Hold on, you're going to have to talk
Look
up
like it.
because I can't even hear you over here.
Yeah, he said, Mr. Rip said that he waited for 45 minutes, which is completely false. Can he provide evidence for that? And I would like to say that when I arrived at the jail, Mr. Whip was sleeping, and I waited for him actually for more than 20 minutes to arrive.
So Brownie, you're gonna say that you denied that you said you will not caught me because you guys were busy chasing Charles Morley?
I have called you and I told you that, but I also waited
did you
for
not
you.
say that?
Could I just check? Could I just check who's Ronnie? Sorry.
Yeah, Brownie, Officer Brown.
Yeah.
Well, did I not talk to you on the phone?
Yeah, we talked on the phone, and I told
And did you not say you'll comp me? Did you not say you'll comp me for 45 minutes? Yeah. I got
Not
there.
45 minutes.
Yes, you did. When you got there, 45 minutes. I was talking to my lawyer at the time, so he saw that I was waiting there for a long time. You said that when you got there at 45 minutes, I fell asleep for a second, and then you had to wait on me for 15 or 20 minutes, however long. But then I came back.
When I arrived at the jail, you were sleeping, and you were sleeping for more than 15 or 20 minutes.
No, that's not true. Actually,
accusation.
Firstly, can I just
Officer Wong came at first.
Yeah, it's done.
Can I just say something?
You can, as long as it's
care.
no form of swearing.
No, so I believe that so he only spent 45 minutes extra in jail. Is that what he's saying?
No.
No, I mean extra. Sorry.
No, the reimbursement for the 45 minutes is the overall extra detainment time from the processing and everything else to take him to jail. And the whole...
Yeah, so he spent 45 minutes extra in jail than he should have done, is what you're saying?
Correct.
So I believe that for the first 30 minutes, we're allowed to keep them for 30 minutes, and then it's every 10 minutes after the 30 minutes they get $1,000 every 10 minutes. Compensation for obviously.
Yeah, so the compensation, that's already noted, the compensation is for the work as well on that point. However,
Right.
you as a commander, you do bring up the point of the fact that, and apologies to the court, once that person's detained, and you were detained, and as the court feels you were arrested lawfully and prosecuted as expected, you wouldn't have been working at that point anyway. You obviously, as you say, earned your money being paid by the judge, or the judge at the time hired out to do his duty. But the fact that you lie, and you still think that you weren't lying on the day, and that the judge hired you, like I say, you will be serving that jail time for lying to the court. And as it was detainment time, and as this commander has clearly presented at the time, unless you feel otherwise and can prove any form of reason why you should be detained, you shouldn't have been detained for that extra 45 minutes. That will be dropped.
I can't say why this is being argued myself. The decision's being made.
Any comment from the prosecution?
I know it probably has nothing to do with the anything.
I can't hear you, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Does that sound good now?
Still can't hear you.
How about now?
Nope.
How about now?
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Alright. So I know it has nothing to do with probably the end result of it all, because it was all said and done. But with the badge, he never did present that, so I was wondering if that was still,
The badge was
used as evidence.
the badge was presented.
Okay. Oh,
however, it was dismissed.
Okay.
It was noted that the badge was shown on both pieces of evidence, but overall, for the fact that the evidence has been permitted by the Honourable at the time, stating that he did not individually hire, that badge was irrelevant to the case from that part.
Understood, Your Honor.
Any further questions?
Not for me.
So, Mr. Whip, I do find you guilty today of lying to the court. You will be serving the 30 minutes of jail time. However, the detainment time and reimbursement for that is being dropped. Along with that, you will also be dropped for your the charge as such, down to 50,000.
I would like to say something, Your Honor.
Yep. You can, yes.
Yeah, I would like to counter-sue Mr. Whip and his lawyer here for wasting police time.
Oh
my.
In that time-
During
Denied.
during the court, an ATM was robbed, and we received a call for it, and received so many calls for gunshots in Georgetown. So basically, that's a waste of police time, and there weren't enough personnel out there to respond to the call.
No offense, officer, but if you guys did your paperwork correctly, you wouldn't be here.
Like I've already stated, denied. If you're going to make some form of countersue, you make it at the beginning. Because now you're wasting my time, and I'm sure you don't want to do that.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Any further questions?
No, Your Honor.
Commander.
Yeah.
Please pay your fine as well to either myself or the other justice that's here. It's $30,000 for your crude language and the naked officer. And Mr. Whip here as well. You will be obviously going back for the detainment time for obviously lying today. Any further questions?
Who's paying what?
Court dismissed.
Wait, no offense, Honor, but you've kind of made a confusion on what needs to be paid.
Yeah, you went from 450k to 50k in a matter of 3 minutes.
Yes. No, it was 450k was going to be paid in the detainment time, which has since been counter-argued, and the evidence is, what the officer said reminded me of that.
No offense, Honor, but you'd already made your judgment.
Yeah.
And both sides were given their chance.
Yeah, but once you make your judgment, there shouldn't be any change in the judgment. You should stick to your judgment. Failing to stick to the judgment voids everything.
My final decision was given as the final decision at the end.
So you can put your hands down. Sir? Mr. Whip, you can put your hands down.